Eric.
¿Qué hola, mamá? ¿Tú no me quedaste más temprano?
No.
Oh,
Óyeme,
¿qué hola?
el tipo descansó a las 2:39.
Oh, sí. Coño, carajo, hermano. Bueno, que Dios lo moja.
No, sí,
Javier.
Javier, si tú ves lo
Oye,
que...
dame un segundo, espérate un momentito.
No hay problema, no, después hablamos, ya.
Where is he?
Huh?
Where is Javier?
He's driving, he's working, so he's doing something. Oh, Joe.
It took him in 2 years.
Yep. And the last time I talked to Fifi, he was already on the ventilator, and that was hell on earth. Dime, Candela.
Oye, coño, que me da la casualidad que las dos veces que te he marcado la persona que viene a recoger el capó a la casa.
Cáguese usted en la bandera, como decía
Y ahora
Paulino.
que ya está en la casa esperando por esa persona que va a recoger acá. Oye, me bajo entonces a las
39, sí.
2:24.
Pero después habla con Manolo, si tú ves lo que yo presencié, no vaya.
No, Manolo me dijo que él le dio alimento.
No. Dependía en todo. Y atrás tenía un triángulo, vamos a decir, encima de las caderas hasta abajo de las piernas. Quemado ya de estar sentado. Aparte de eso, para respirar aquello era una
odisea.
Sí, y metiéndose tubos por la tráquea para abajo para sacar la flema. No, ¿para qué yo te voy a decir?
No, eso no es
Se
vida.
le veía en la cara, el dolor se le veía en la cara.
Está claro.
Claro, lo que me sigue jodiendo a mí es que la gente buena, coño, con tanto hijo de puta que hay allá afuera, no le puede pasar eso a la...
Eso tiene su explicación, brother. Pero, como es en los deseos y la voluntad de Dios, no hay que pueda.
No, eso no lo entiende nadie, ese es el problema, que hay que aceptar lo que uno no entiende.
Hay que aceptarlo y punto. No,
¿Sí?
es mejor no razonarlo porque no tiene explicación. Imagínate. ¿Qué vamos a hacer? Así es la cosa. Porque eso de estarlo analizando y estar preguntando de eso.
No, es martirizarse uno más. Así que no. Ya descansó ya. Ahora ocuparse de la tía Lourdes.
The call hung up.
Diga,
Oye, no,
licenciado.
pero me quedé hablando solo o tú me estabas escuchando.
No, yo pinga escucharme, esta pinga se colgó.
Ay, maldita.
Pero nada, mano, así son las
No,
cosas.
hay caso, brother, imagínate.
El día 5 de diciembre hubiese sido su cumpleaños.
La mami me dijo hoy que papi estuvo unos días ahí feo. Ella pensaba que se iba. fue decaído, apagado, débil, que dice que de ayer para acá empezó a gastar más gasolina. De pinga, bro.
De pinga.
Ahí está él ahí prácticamente vegetando también ahí. Hay que hacérselo todo.
Sí, y por lo menos uno puede coger un carro y ir para allá para Clearwater y ver lo que tú estás.
Aquello está, bro, ahora mismo, primo, la gente diciendo no vengan, que esto está podrido. Aquello está podrido. ¿Okay? Número uno, con el tema de todas las enfermedades y todas las plagas. Y número dos, el sistema de que muera, como está la comisión migratoria ahora mismo. Es una jodienda. Entonces, de venga, bro. Aquello está duro. Es todo el mundo, primo, compareciendo.
No, óyeme, eso no salió de Cuba, eso salió de las noticias internacionales. 1/3 de la población está cogido con la pinga esa.
Ay, no es solo, eso pasó, he estado viendo yo ahora las noticias, eso pasó en Paraguay también. En Uruguay, no sé, también es una jodienda el tema del virus.
Sí, pero el problema es que en esos países hay condiciones, ¿no?
Sí. Así que en Cuba nada.
Y cuando los Estados Unidos dicen te vamos a mandar ayuda, manden todo lo que ustedes puedan pagar, manden médicos, medicinas, todo. Pero estos cingados.
En Cuba no queremos migajas. ¿Por qué? Porque no quieren que nos repartan ellos.
Ah, sí, porque ellos lo que quieren es cogerlo y venderlo para poder existir un mes más.
Exacto.
Pero bueno. El molonga el caso, Chinito. El molonga el caso.
Así mismo, papá. ¿De hecho no trabajó estos días?
No, el chulo tiene la semana entera. Trabajaron el día de Memorial Day para cogerse la semana entera. Veterans Day. Say hello to Javier, he's asking about.
Hey, Javier.
Hey, man. You're there.
How are you doing?
On, man. I'm doing great. How are you, man?
I'm good.
Where you going to?
Portofino's.
El hombre
how much?
Sí.
Coño.
Ok, caballo.
Ok, dale.
Hablamos luego, te quiero. Hasta luego.
Vale, abrazo para los dos.
Bye.
I'm Scott Detrow.
And I'm Elsa Chang. Ahead, we'll talk to Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, who's facing threats from the Pentagon and the Trump White House.
And we'll take a step back to try and explain why exactly healthcare premiums are so costly.
For example, health plans often might not cover pregnancy or even prescription drugs.
Plus, youth sports have gotten more and more monetized and top-heavy.
The latest trend, private companies making big money streaming youth hockey.
I was just told this last weekend that if I live stream my child's hockey game, my kid's team will be penalized.
First, this news.
Live from NPR News, I'm Lakshmi Singh. Fresh off a record government shutdown, the task of keeping the skies safe for flying are in the thick of what may very well be the busiest Thanksgiving holiday travel period the U.S. has experienced in 15 years. The FAA projected today would be the peak travel day with more than 52,000 flights. Meanwhile, the agency says it is investigating whether airlines complied with mandatory flight reductions during the government shutdown. NPR's Joel Rose reports the agency required airlines to cut flights at dozens of major airports.
The FAA says it's sending letters of investigation to airlines that may not have complied with the agency's order to reduce capacity during the shutdown. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says there could be consequences.
When we have a directive from the FAA, we need our airlines to comply with it. There should be accountability, and that'll be an ongoing discussion and investigation.
The FAA said the reductions were necessary to keep the aviation system safe, as the agency dealt with staffing shortages of air traffic controllers who were required to work without pay during the shutdown. The FAA originally aimed for a 10% reduction of domestic flights, but froze the caps at 6% before reducing and then lifting them entirely. Joel Rose, NPR News, Washington.
Arizona U.S. Senator Mark Kelly tells MS Now he won't be silenced as the Pentagon investigates him for allegedly violating military law. The retired Navy captain and astronaut is among a group of congressional Democrats with either military or intelligence backgrounds who recently released a video telling U.S. service members to adhere to their obligations and reject illegal orders. President Trump calls it treason, but a Judge Advocate General working group, including retired Air Force Major General Stephen Lepper, says the group reaffirmed current law.
There's a strong presumption in military law that all orders are lawful, and it is only the exception when an order is patently or manifestly unlawful does the military member have the obligation to disobey it.
A month into a new fiscal year, the federal government is already deep in the red. NPR's Scott Horsley reports the government ran a deficit of $284 billion in October.
Tax collections were higher in October than they were a year ago, partly because that was the due date for taxpayers who got an extension last April as a result of the Los Angeles wildfires. Government spending, however, grew even more, despite the federal shutdown, which delayed some payments last month. One of the government's biggest expenses was interest on the federal debt, which topped $100 billion in October, more than the government spent on the military. Tariff collections have more than quadrupled from a year ago, as importers paid $33 billion in tariffs last month, but that didn't begin to narrow the deficit. Corporate tax collections were lower than they would have been without the Republican tax cut and spending bill passed during the summer. Scott Horsley, NPR News, Washington.
It's NPR News.
This is WFAE News. I'm Nick Delacanal. Some 6,000 people in the town of Dallas are still without running water after a contractor hit a water main sometime last night. Nearby schools, libraries, and the Gaston County Museum of Art and History were closed today as a result in the town just north of Gastonia. Town officials say repairs are underway and service should be restored this evening. Residents will need to boil their water for at least a minute once service is restored to remove bacteria and contaminants before they use the water for drinking, cooking, or washing hands. Thanksgiving travel has kicked off across the country, and this year will be another busy one on the road for North Carolinians. WFAE's Kenneth Lee has more.
According to AAA, about 2.3 million North Carolinians are expected to travel at least 50 miles from home this year. Most travelers will go by car, marking a 2% increase in statewide travel compared with last year. AAA Director of Public Affairs Tiffany Wright said Wednesday is expected to be one of the most congested travel days before the holiday.
If your travel plans allow you to leave earlier in the morning or even later in the evening, that's when you might be able to avoid a little bit of congestion. I would say the sweet spot is Thanksgiving Day. If you're driving to your destination and maybe you don't have to go that far. If your travel plans allow you to leave Thanksgiving Day, we're going to see minimal traffic.
For those returning to the Tar Heel State, Wright said Sunday will be the busiest travel day, with the heaviest traffic expected from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Kenneth Lee, WFAE News.
Charlotte firefighters saved a puppy from a burning home in Northeast Charlotte this morning. The Charlotte Fire Department says the 13-week-old white pit bull named Tyler was found unresponsive when firefighters burst into the home on Monteith Drive around 8:30 a.m. It's unclear what started the fire. No one was injured. The puppy was carried to safety and is reportedly doing okay. It is mostly cloudy and 65 degrees in Charlotte at the moment. There is a slight chance of showers tonight, lows near 60 degrees, and then tomorrow expect skies to become sunny with a high near 72. This is WFAE News.
Support for NPR comes from NPR stations. Other contributors include the Kauffman Foundation, providing access to opportunities that help people achieve financial stability, upward mobility, and economic prosperity, regardless of race, gender, or geography. Kauffman.org.
From NPR News, this is All Things Considered. I'm Elsa Chang in Culver City, California.
And I'm Scott Detrow in Washington. Arizona Senator Mark Kelly is facing the threat of a potential military court-martial. This after he and other Democratic lawmakers with national security backgrounds put out a video reminding active duty troops that they do not have to follow illegal orders. President Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth were quick to criticize. Trump posted on social media that the video was, quote, seditious behavior that was, quote, punishable by death, though the White House later walked back the execution threat. Senator Kelly is a retired Navy captain, and therefore the Department of Defense does have the technical right to call him back to active service and put him under a court-martial. The Pentagon threatened that move when it announced it was investigating Kelly for, quote, serious allegations of misconduct. And according to a spokesperson for Kelly, the FBI is also currently attempting to schedule interviews with the lawmakers who made the video. Senator Kelly, for his part, has responded with a statement saying, quote, if this is meant to intimidate me and other members of Congress from doing our jobs and holding this administration accountable, it won't work. For more on all of this, we are joined by Arizona Democrat Mark Kelly. Thanks for being on the...
Lots of traffic.
You know what we got?
Huh?
You know what you and I got?
What?
Lots of time.
Yep.
So. I love you, son.
I love you too, Daddy. Guess they got.
Lord knows. Me?
And so when are we gonna go down there?
Whenever they tell us a funeral is.
Am I gonna go?
I want you to go.
I think I should go.
I think you should go too.
son, Deuce?
Yes, I do.
Mommy going too?
I hope so. But I would understand if she says no because of her mother.
Because what?
Because, of Gammy. Joe?
Yeah.
You are the light of my life, son.
I love you, Daddy.
I love you, son. Life sucks, Joe.
Yep. made them, or?
No idea, son. See, this is no time to father free.
Yep. She's gone too. Damn. Everybody's going.
She always qualified her statement. She said, too much attention is better than no attention, but it steals.
There can always be a such thing as too much of a good thing. Did Opie stay with Juanine a lot?
Yeah, and sometimes his eyes would get real sad.
Oh.
But I gave him a bunch of kisses.
I know.
He would lick my face. Oh, Joe.
Bless you. Wow, wow, wow. Who says that? Sanctus. Where did I learn that from?
The Carolina Panther. Here's Jim and Nick's barbecue.
Ooh. I always wanted to go there.
Well, we can leave the shirts there and go there. That's what you want to do. I'm making you make decisions, huh?
Or would you rather eat Italian or
I'm
barbecue?
not eating. I already ate.
Oh. You know what?
Yes, whatever you say. What?
I would love Jim and Nick's barbecue.
Okay. Guess what we're gonna do?
And Jim and Nick's barbecue.
You're a fucking genius, Joe. You read minds.
You know that they have this mayonnaise-based barbecue sauce that has become a fascination of mine?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cassidy swears by it.
Okay.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Super chick. Chicken and custard.
Uh-uh.
You heard of that?
Nope. I remember having Jim and Nick's barbecue at Gina's wedding, and they were good.